Oh, hi. My name is Soren. Was someone asking about me? Was it my ex? Shade? No? Okay, well, up until recently, I was a bartender in Germany while studying philosophy in my free time. As I'm sure you can imagine, it was very surprising to me to discover that I was actually one of the Wisle from the Order of the Vance here in Saint-Turin. When I was pulled back, I decided to continue my study of philosophy and found that it had even more meaning when viewed in the context of the invisible sun and the structure of the universe. I have dedicated myself to the study of the true nature of things and their true names. Shortly after returning, I was reunited with my childhood best friend, Lucas, and am very glad for their friendship as we all try to recover after the war. Ah, the war. What a delightful mystery it is. I would love to learn the true nature of that someday. But for now, I will continue my studies, read in my free time, and... oh yeah, I liked bartending so much I picked up a few evening shifts. You know, just for fun.
Why, hello. Have you come to me from the Pale, wayward spirit? You may call me Lucas. I study the veil between life and death, and how these energies may be tapped into by those in the waking world. No, I am no member of any schools or circles or cloisters. I'm an independent researcher, an apostate. That is why I am able to devote so much of my time to my meditation and research without interruption. You see, in my youth, I was preparing to join one of the magical institutions, but the war, it interrupted my studies. Yes, I went to ground for some time, to the land of shadow. I found myself in a place called Boston. It was quaint, if not a bit rough around the edges. My memories from those days are hazy at best. I've only recently returned here to Saturine now, which is just as well. My time away has given me newfound vigor and a specific focus for my talents as a Wisle. For my part, I hope to study a way to travel back and forth freely between the realms of the living and that of the dead. Perhaps, if I am lucky, I may find a way to bring back those who have crossed over in death. Though I remain uncertain of one particular fact. Do those from the realm of shadow find their way to walk beneath the pale sun? I hope to uncover this truth, for my own sake.
Oh, how embarrassing for you. My sister should be just around the corner. I'm sure that's who you meant to find. No? Interesting. You may call me Soraya. Manners would dictate I ask for your name in return, but I have no desire to know the name of someone I will likely never again acknowledge. I'm sorry, were you expecting a friendlier interaction? What an awkward assumption to make. I'm afraid there's not much to know about me. I spent most of my time in the shadow maintaining the ledgers for some of my sister's more illicit activities. I didn't particularly want to get involved, but I always did have a hard time saying no to Shade. Here in Fartown, my loyalty remains unchanged. Despite our very different social preferences, there is nothing I wouldn't do for her. And I do mean nothing. While she breaks hearts everywhere she goes, I much prefer the company of the demonic beings I summon. They have proven to be far less exasperating. Don't be mistaken, I do have a few select companions. I just don't have time for insipid fools, which, quite frankly, is the majority of the general population. There are many things I wish to accomplish, things that I have no intention of sharing with a stranger I just met, but I can assure you my endeavors keep me busy, and as such I care very little for idle conversation, which, coincidentally enough, is exactly what this has been.
Hi, I'm Scheherazade, more commonly known as Shade. But let's be honest, you probably already knew that. Why yes, this is my party. Ignore my brooding sister in the corner. She would prefer that. Before we came back to Fartown, Soraya and I lived quite the life in Mexico City, where I made the most interesting friends. I developed quite a habit of eliminating anyone who made trouble for me or my sister. So my work in the city was simple, easy, straightforward. Nothing like the life I returned to here. I was able to bring back my most prized possession, my Colt Python. Yes, that's a gun. And no, I'm not afraid to use it. But you don't have to worry about that. We're friends, right? Maybe more. Who knows? I do have a lot of friends. Even still, there are some problems my trusty Colt and itchy trigger finger can't fix. Recently, I've had something taken from me. Something I can't live without. And I will weave the deepest depths of darkness and the hottest fires of hell to get it back. Anyone who can help me will earn a loyal companion. Anyone who stands in my way, well, you know what they say. Old habits die hard.
Hi, I'm Alana Albion. I just returned to Satyrine not too long ago. I'm finding it a bit difficult to acclimate, if I'm being honest. This world, it's so different than the peaceful life I left behind in Shadow. Everything here is so terrifying, so strange. Walking words, angels on street corners, malicious mirrors. Some days I find myself paralyzed with fear and indecision as I face new choices. What I should do, how I should live. It becomes so much that I break, shatter, into 1,000 literal pieces before I gather the strength to reform. I know I lived a life here before the war, but I view things differently now. I'm not the same as I once was. While I struggle to reacclimate to the strangeness of this world, there are a couple things that still make sense, that bring comfort. Weaving magic comes as easy to me now as it did before, and my gardening hobby from Shadow not only helped me find a job, but also brought some peace. Not to mention I've got a few friends, new and old, and they're certainly making the slow transition easier. But my heart aches for those who I left behind in my old life. I know I could go back to Shadow. Nothing is stopping me. I can go back to my peaceful life in the cabin, with Peanut, with Lycia. But I can't in good consciousness go back to something I know didn't exist.
Invisible Sun is a tabletop role-playing game developed by Monty Cook Games. In this system, players portray spellcasters called Visley in a surreal, fantastic setting as they adjust to their new lives in the aftermath of a terrible conflict known only as the War. Players in Invisible Sun control the narrative by pursuing their own individual character arcs to achieve story goals and advance their characters in power and skill. The GM reacts to how the players interact with the world and influences each character's story via the Sooth deck, a set of cards that represent shifts in both the in-game currents of magic and the narratives crafted by the players. There are 9 suns in Invisible Sun, and each sun represents a facet of reality. Together with the dark, these suns form the known universe, the actuality. 8 of these suns are organized in an ordered path, and the 9th, Invisible Sun, shines light throughout the actuality. We would know the light from the Invisible Sun as magic. After seeking refuge from the war in the shadow of the Grey Sun, a land of falsehoods and illusions, which we as players, GMs, and viewers would call our world, our main characters return home to the world under the indigo sun of truth, in the post-war magical metropolis of Satyrine. The city, much like the player characters, is in the process of rebuilding after the war. 17 districts of Satyrine remain, separated by large swaths of desolate cityscape called Ruined Expanses. Within the city, our story takes place in the pocket dimension of Fartown, Satyrine's Visley district, the most magical part of a deeply magical city. Under the light of the Sun of Truth, our players will relearn what it means to be Visley. They will recover pieces of themselves lost to an apathetic world. They will reclaim their lives. Welcome to the actuality. Welcome to Reclamations. Hello, everybody! Welcome to tonight's episode of Invisible Sun. I'm going to proceed as if I am confident that I am not muted, but we will see. Oh, wow, Graham, you really went for that one. All right. I will put that in my notes. Thank you, Graham. For those of you who are watching who do not understand what Graham just did, Graham just purchased a Grand Flux, which is basically a very, very, very powerful wild magic surge. So we'll get to that, but I will remember that that is my
It's been nice knowing you.
arsenal of miseries.
Fuck.
In any case, before we proceed on to tonight's session, I just want to quickly provide a content warning for a particular notion that comes up in this session. One of our characters will be transforming themselves into a ghost via a spell. There is no conventional appearance of self-harm during this spell. However, it is technically a person killing themselves in order to become a ghost. So if that is something you are not comfortable with, I would just like to present that information up front, and I will present it again for any latecomers prior to the scene occurring. With that out of the way, I'm going to pull my first tooth card because I remembered that this time. All right. Oh, dear. First card is the Dangerous Elixir. I'm sorry, I've got 5 PDFs open right now. Dangerous Elixir. There we go. All right. This card has a value of 1. It is associated with notions, cats, clocks, and wind. So if that is your heart, you have a +1 to all of your adventures until the next card pull. Indigo magic is enhanced. Gray magic is hindered. The meanings power, transformation, risk, or consequences, which I think all are appropriate in this case. So we will pick our story back up as you enter the ritual chamber, or one of many ritual chambers that exists inside the oldest house. This is, to most of your knowledge, a fairly conventional ritual chamber. It is a very large open space with a sort of very blank floor that inscriptions can be written over. There are cabinets all along the walls of just various different components, potions, herbs, books, just random spell components that one probably couldn't even begin to categorize if they had the time. But that is the space that the oldest house has provided to you at this moment. For her part, Euphemia is going to go start collecting components for the ritual of the Black Cube, so you may...
I believe multiple people have to participate in this. I'm speaking to you, Femia.
Okay. Yes, we need at least 4. And we need at least 1 of each heart.
Perfect. The gang's all here then.
Lucas, you will also specifically need to participate, as this is something that you're looking for.
Oh, yes. Well, you did not have to ask me. I was planning to participate regardless.
All right. Just wanted to make sure. Have you decided who will participate?
I don't
of
speak
us-
for anyone else.
I know one of us has to participate, Soren.
Yeah, I'm happy to help with this.
Is there a greater chance of success if more people participate?
Not necessarily, but it'll make it easier on those who do elect to participate. This requires a lot of power, and the more people who participate, the less power we need to drain from any one individual.
I'll participate then.
It'll be good practice.
Is a question out of game. Is knowing each other's heart common knowledge?
It's not. It's like knowing somebody's zodiac sign. It's not something that you can read on them, but it's information that people generally would share pretty freely.
And Euphemia is
Stalwart.
Empath,
Uh,
I think.
I am
Alan?
pretty sure.
I thought it was stoic
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I said
'Cause I-
stoic, and I'm
because
gonna
I could
go
have
with that.
pieced out. That's the only reason I remembered.
Pretty sure I said stoic, but since you have all the people here, it doesn't really matter a whole lot. So I'm
okay.
gonna
We
go
have
with stoic.
everybody in this group. One of each.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of each
One of
card is
each
in
and
this
then-
group.
We have one duplicate.
Mhm.
Me and Soren.
Shut up.
That's only because there were only 4 hearts to pick from.
Soraya, I would hope you would assist.
I am assisting. Yes.
Wonderful. This pleases me.
Obviously.
I mean, does my dead ardent count? Ardent heart count?
Yes.
You're dead?
Oh fuck!
This is going
Inside.
so
It's
well.
a matter of speech.
Inside. She is dead inside.
Yeah.
That is also accurate.
Does it matter if she can cast magic?
No, I suppose not.
Well, we have the participants. What do you need us to do?
Stand there, and she's indicating these sort of drawn out circles. There are 12 of them, all around a central ring. And she's indicating evenly spaced ones, depending on how many of you are participating in the ritual. One of them is slightly larger, facing north. This is the one that Lucas specifically is indicated to stand in. As Lucas will technically be the primary caster.
I will take my position.
I'll take mine.
Same.
Yeah.
Is there room
there
for
anything-
me, or is it only?
Oh
12
yeah, no,
places? Okay.
there's
so I'll
no,
take
there's
this
like,
then.
there's 12 places in the circle.
Okay.
So there's plenty of stuff. This is a multi-purpose room, so to speak. There is a lot of stuff that could be cast in this place.
Okay.
Is there anything anybody would like to do to prepare for the casting?
I would like to cast some magic on Lucas.
Okay. What would you like to do?
We have an idea. It's like a puzzle to open up the box, essentially.
Yes.
I would like to weave sight and secrets
Mhm.
to assist with that. Who else is going to be attempting to open the box besides Lucas?
3 people will need to.
Oh.
Maybe Soren?
I'll do it.
Yeah, sure.
Then I'd like to cast it on all of them if I can. I can.
Yeah, sure. If you're casting it on 3 different people, let's see. Yeah, if you're casting it on 3 different people, I will say you can give anybody. Okay, you can add +1 on a significant action to 3 different people, and that will cost 6 sorcery points if you want it to last long enough to assist in the ritual.
I'll do so.
Yeah, sure. So our performers of the ritual who are actually engaging in the intellect task that is needed to open the black cube, which would be Lucas, Soren, and Shade, if I'm not mistaken, you each have +1 on that roll when we come to it.
All right. I would like to look around our group very quickly. And then I'm going to use my spell book very quickly. I will go through my grimoire and pick out a page, and I walk over to where Lucas is and just put a hand on them very quickly. And I will, as I read the words from this page, it will be as if there's kind of smoke coming up out of my grimoire, and it will go into my mouth. And then as I finish the incantation and take my hand off of Lucas, coming out of my mouth is going to be a little billow of smoke as I cast the Master's Blessing. And you will gain 1 bene in intellect.
All right, and do you let that spell go, or do you retain it in your mind?
I'm going to retain that.
All right, sure. So as you cast the spell and as the smoke kind of emanates from your face, a little bit of it just gets sucked back in, and you can almost hear this tiny, high-pitched little squeal as you retain this spell and keep it from its freedom for a little while longer.
Yeah.
Lucas, Euphemia approaches you with this kind of like a wireframe cube, almost. It's literally just like it's just like the edges of a cube, just made out of this nondescript black metal. She sort of hands it to you. This is the monograph. It will tell you all you need to know.
That's a monograph?
That's this monograph. I imagine others don't look like this.
No, they don't.
I like this one better than the other.
Me too.
Dare I ask what the other is?
No.
No.
Does Euphemia want me to take it?
Yeah, she's handing it to you.
Okay.
You will need it.
Roughly how big is this box? Like Amazon package
big.
size? Okay.
Yeah, like yay big.
Okay. So, what now?
Well, now that everyone is in place and I believe preparations have ended, Lucas, how do you read the monograph?
How do I read the monograph? Well, that's an excellent question. Since it's a wireframe box, I cradle it in my hands, and I just kind of start like rotating it and looking at it, just kind of inspecting all different angles of the cube. And after several rotations of all of the facets, I slip my left hand directly under it to hold it kind of palm up. Hopefully it's not too heavy.
No, it's not.
Oh, good. And as I stare at the cube, well, as I stare through the cube, anyone who's paying attention to my face will note that I'm actually looking at the cube. And
I start to trace the wireframe of the cube in a series of interlocking patterns with my finger, not saying a word as I do it, and essentially following that wire pattern. And my finger kind of goes faster and faster as I trace along the different faces. And eventually, I get to the end of one face and stop. And I'm going to assume that whatever was supposed to happen after that happens.
Yeah, sure. Just to inform everybody, this is an 8th level magical practice. So between the 5 of you, you will need to spend 8 sorcery points. Like I said, you can divide that between the 5 of you for the purposes of this particular ritual.
I would have breathed before and refreshed my sorcery pool.
Yeah, sure, not a problem.
Sorcery?
Yes.
Y'all.
I'll put 2 bend.
Y'all.
2 in, 4 from Shade. You just need 2 more.
I can do 2. I could have. It's fine.
Okay. I'll say Soraya takes it because she used words. All right. So, after Lucas is done sort of tracing out this wireframe cube in their possession, the 3 of you, Shade, Alana, and Soraya, you feel the magic sort of just leave you. It's not quite as explosive a result as the casting of a spell or the producing of a weave. It's more like a slow drain. But that does seem to be enough to pull the black cube into existence. What appears is this sort of, it's 17 inches by 17 inches. It hovers in the middle of the room, and it is completely silent. You could, not even just the cube itself is silent and its appearance is silent, but the room just suddenly becomes more silent. You could hear a pin drop if you dropped a pin, but your attention is just so utterly focused on this piece of absence that you are unable to focus on any of your other senses aside but for to be mesmerized by this cube, which is just sort of floating there, one single point pointed down and just rotating. Who would like to attempt to perform the first intellect task, which will be of a level 6, I think. Let me double check.
And they only get worse from here, right?
Yes, it's I think it's like 6, 7, 8. Oh, it's 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so the first one is of a challenge 7.
I suppose I should go because I have the lowest intellect, right?
I mean, there are only 3 tasks, so you don't even all need to go.
Okay, done.
You're going for the first one?
Oh, no, I meant I don't have to go at all.
I'll go.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
I'll go.
So, all right.
What am I doing?
Would anybody like to assist Soraya with any magic? Soraya, do you have anything you would like to do? You basically have 5 minutes per task.
Do I know what the task is, like what I have to do?
Broadly, Euphemia described it as a puzzle. That's really all she could attempt to describe it as, and I'm going to be using this tooth deck for seeing what happens.
I don't suppose...
I
I don't think any of my friends would be particularly useful. But
You
could
wound
help.
me.
I wasn't talking about you.
Oh, right. You said your friends. Okay. If I might, I do have something that could be of use. To assist you in addition to your friends.
I don't. Sure.
Okay.
Hold on just a moment. You carry on doing what you're doing, and I'll be with you in just a few seconds. And I sit down and cross my legs and close my eyes and just stop. It looks like I'm not being helpful right now. I'm just going to say that much. And I exhale, and you see a little bit of... we're going with the smoke motif tonight, apparently. A little like wispy trail of white smoke comes out of my nose, like I'm breathing smoke. And I'm going to cast Apperception, which will basically let me do 3 short questions to gain insight to a particular something. So it's like flashes of insight to a particular task.
Okay, sure.
I'm basically surfing the internet in my head.
Yeah, sure. I will tell you what. Let me pull the Sooth card. I will describe roughly the puzzle or the task. And then we can begin with the challenge for this being reduced by 5, because I believe Apperception is a level 5 spell.
Yes.
And what color is Apperception?
Apperception is an indigo spell.
Okay, well, unfortunately, our next card is not indigo. This is the Forbidden Game. Blue magic is enhanced, and red magic is hindered.
Rude.
If you were using red magic on this, I would be concerned.
That's fair.
All right. Value of 2, notions, cats, clocks, and wind. If those are your heart, you will have a +1 to all of your ventures. Meanings: danger, intellect, strategy, and balance. Okay. You approach the cube, and it's sort of ringing in your ears is not quite the right sensation. It's almost like a pressure on your head. It just... the gravity of this thing just seems to be putting a force on you that is hard to describe. But as you do begin to approach, these 7 different game boards just sort of pop into existence in front of you. Dozens of pieces are placed before you in what you might be able to determine is a starting position. You are currently tasked with playing the Spiders game against the cube. This is magic that is forbidden to everybody but Weavers.
Is this that stupid game we watched at their graduation ceremony?
Yes, it is that stupid game.
You should have gone.
And
It's
also maybe cast something
Sure, yeah.
on Soraya.
Mhm.
Also, before, I know I said I casted it on 3 different people. I'm assuming would have decided prior who it would have been. I know we said it was going to be Shade.
Yeah, it's fine. We can give that +1 to Soraya for this instance. It's fine. So you currently have the venture is currently at a level 6. The challenge is at a level 7. So you would need to roll 2 dice, as this is a magical task, above 1. If you can reduce it further, you wouldn't need to roll.
I would like to do something similar as I did before.
Okay.
Interaction insight this time to kind of see the cube's moves and anticipate them as she plays.
Sure. I will say this would cost, I think... let's say this cost 2 sorcery.
Okay.
All right.
I'll touch your shoulder. Give you a bit of my luck with the Spiders game, Soraya.
I wish I'd paid more attention.
So what proceeds to happen is very interesting because, Soraya, you've never played this game in your life. Every time Shade begins to engage with the Spiders game as a Weaver, you look at it and you're like, what is this bullshit with these like random game boards and like pieces that don't even look like each other? It's just this random hodgepodge of just stuff. and yet you approach the center of this sort of semicircle that these game boards have created, and you just move a piece. You don't know why you moved that piece, but that's what you went with. And that sort of feeling occurs a lot over the next probably like 30 to 45 minutes as you play the spiders game against the cube, which is moving its own pieces on its own set of game boards by magical force, basically. The pieces just seem to be moving on their own. Eventually, you don't quite know what happens or why, but the game just sort of stops. The boards all disappear.
Did I win?
Can I tell what happened?
That's it.
Yeah, same here.
I would say that broadly our reavers would be able to tell the Soraya won.
Good job.
Holy fuck! How the hell did you do that?
It's
That was
easy.
impressive for a beginner.
Maybe it's just not as difficult as you think it is.
Seems likely.
Fine, try being a fucking weaver then. See if I care.
No.
All right. Who would like to attempt to perform the next task?
So will these all be actual like intellect challenges from that bracket specifically?
Yes.
Okay, then no.
Yeah. And Lucas has to perform the final one as it is their thing that we're looking for, and that's the hardest task.
Yeah, in that case, I will do this one since there's only one left. That makes sense.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay, so I would like to take a moment very quickly, and I'm going to cast 2 spells. And the first I will let go, but the second I will hold on to. And the first one, I'm going to pull out my grimoire again, and I'm going to focus on it. In this time, I start by reading it silently, and then as I do, colors appear coming out of the book. First, you would see like a green, and then you would see like a red, and then an indigo, and all of these colors as they begin to swirl and swirl before going into my chest. And I have cast Lastra's neutral color, which means that the next spell that I cast, I can alter the fundamental nature of it so that it is associated with whatever color I wish.
That is interesting because I just pulled our next Sooth card, and I will definitely let you get the benefit of that. We have pulled the Tyrannical Clocks. And let's see, that's T. Oh, no, never mind. Clock singular. This is of a value 6, meaning oppression, time, countdown, schedule, and repetition. And invisible magic is enhanced.
All right. And so I will cast the Master's Blessing again, this time on myself rather than on Lucas. And that will boost my intellect score. But since I would be casting it as invisible magic rather than as green magic, perhaps it would be more effective.
Yeah, I'll say that since you can only spend 1 bene at a time, having 2 to your pool is not something that would be useful. So I will say you can, for the price of 1 single bene, increase your venture by 2.
Okay.
And your target number here is 8.
All right. Which means I would have to roll a 6 effectively.
You need to roll 2 6s on your 2 different die because this is a magical challenge. Is there anything else that anyone would like to do between ephemera, magical practices, anything like that?
You definitely have that +1 from me earlier.
Oh yeah, true. So you're up to 3. You would need to roll 5 on 2 die.
Yeah.
2 dice.
I could search the World Wide Web for you again.
I can also cast what I did on Soraya. If you want to save magic for yourself, Lucas, for the final task.
Yeah, I think it is wise, Lucas, for you to conserve your magical skills in case you need them. Alana, if you're able to help me and then also help Lucas afterwards, then I would accept it.
I would just need to refresh myself, but yes.
Yeah. Okay then. I'm all right with that.
I would like to do something similar again. But I did
Okay,
before.
yeah, sure. Yeah, so that would be a +1 to the venture. So that would bring the venture up to 4.
Yeah.
And it would bring the challenge, the target number rather, down to a 4.
Okay.
And maybe a sortilege to roll extra dice.
Yes, that was I was about to ask if I could add 1 sortilege.
Yeah, absolutely, because this is not a spell. So yeah.
Okay. Well then. Let us do that. I have rolled an 8, a 1, and a 0.
Big oof. Okay, so do you know whether the 0 was on a physical die or the magical die?
I will say that that would have been a magical die.
Okay, sure. So you will trigger a minor flux, which is generally not that bad. Let me quickly pull up the ritual. Okay, so the entire house begins to rumble and shake. The cube itself begins to emit this high-pitched sort of metallic squeal or screech that is honestly quite painful, but it is painful for none of you more than it is for Soren. You have received a scourge in your intellect pool that can only be removed by curse removing magic. As you just feel a piece of yourself being pulled away as the cube spins rapidly and collapses in on itself into nothing.
Okay.
Fuck.
Is this something we can try again?
Yeah, can we do that again? I can go first this time.
Yeah, we could. We'd probably need to give it a day or so.
Okay.
Shit. That sucks.
It's if you want to just search the house, that's another option.
There's something I need to look for anyway. So I might do that. And I can keep an eye out for the deed as well for you, Lucas.
I intend to search.
Yeah, I'll help you look. I don't have any aggregates that can help you right now.
I put my hands on my hips and start looking around a little bit. And I just kind of stop and take turns staring through each of you. I appreciate all of your efforts in trying to assist me. I regret that we were not successful, but regardless of the outcome, it means much to me that you would help.
Of course.
Well, enough of that, and I'll sit down and I will astral project and start looking for a fucking deed.
Can I take a 10-minute break and get my sorcery back?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Oh. Sorry.
I'll do the same.
Can...
Do you know what you're gonna go? Do you know what you're saying, Mindy?
Go ahead.
I'll start looking, and I'll help you, Lucas. I want to go out into the front, where the entrance was, and I think you said there were like 2 double-sided staircases.
Yeah.
Oh geez, I feel silly. Oldest house? We were told not to make you mad, so I'm gonna assume you have sentience, but I was wondering if you can help us find a couple things? My friend Lucas is looking for a deed to the aqueduct system, and I'm looking for a signature, any piece of paper with a signature of the name for a man named Kreiter. Is there any way you can help?
Let me quickly pull a sooth card and see how the oldest house responds. All right, we are playing the Ghostly Presence. This is pale magic is enhanced. Green magic is hindered. This is of a value 7. Let me see. G. Ghostly Presence. All right. So mysteries, rats, mirrors, and stone. If that's you, and that's Mindy, you have a +1 to all of your ventures currently. Past guilt and unresolved issues. Okay. Okay. So as you do this, you notice that for a split second, all the lights go out all across the house. So you would all notice this, but you would notice that one of the hallways, the right side hallway up at the top of the stairs, there seemed to have been a light left on in that direction, and all the lights return.
I will head towards that light that was on.
Sure. You get to a hallway where, again, this time it's not the entire house, it is just the hallway you were looking at. All the lights go off, a door opens in the distance, you hear like the click of like the pull on a lamp, and a door very far down the hall, farther than any house has a right to have a door. There's a light that goes on.
I will make my way down the very long hallway, probably trotting a bit.
Sure.
And I'll peek in and see where this house is leading me.
All right. One, are you bringing anyone with you?
I'll go with her.
I was going to say, did anyone hear me? Because
I'll see her run by and go follow her. Don't want her running off by herself. I have a promise to keep.
Well, since Alana is assisting me, I will proceed to follow in projected form, because walking is for chumps.
Okay. All of you, well, the both of you, as in Shade and Alana, Lucas might not feel this. There's like one step you take as you're walking where you are just instantly and very bitingly cold. After you proceed like literally like half a foot down the hallway again, you're totally fine. But I think that you would definitely be familiar enough with the world around you to know that you walked through a ghost.
I'm not going to think about that. Thank you. Thank you so much, oldest house. And I'll look inside that room when we get there.
Sure. You enter into a large sort of, almost like a conference room, I guess. There's a big round table in the center of it with 17 seats. There are bookshelves all along the walls on the side. There is a single envelope that is folded and sealed with a stamp of the indigo sun, keeping it closed.
I'll pick it up and break the seal gently.
Sure. Nothing happens.
What's inside?
All right. So, Lucas, how would you like a joy? Because inside you find one deed to an aqueduct system that exists in Fartown. And interestingly enough, It is signed by an entity that refers to itself as the Quiss, Q-U-I-S-S. You would probably know this thing as the Lost Warden of the Indigo Sun. Each sun has a warden, an incredibly powerful being that watches over it. And the one for the Indigo Sun is currently missing. So this very old piece of paper seems to have been signed by a very powerful entity. As the Indigo Sun is the Sun of Truth, this is like the truest thing you might ever see in your entire life. Imagine finding the deed for your house and it's signed by like Jesus Christ or something. It's like that.
I'll hold on to this until we get back to your body, Lucas.
Sounds good.
It was just the deed inside?
Yes, just indeed.
Okay. Thank you.
So they would have left, and I would not have known that they found at least one of the things they were looking for.
Yes.
Are there like doors that are like
There's a shit ton
closed?
of doors.
Are they all closed? How high from the ground are they?
Like, you mean, can you peek in through the bottom?
Well, I mean, not me necessarily, but
okay, yeah, sure. I would say that there's like, maybe half an inch or so.
I think proportionally speaking, that should be fine. I would like to take a minute and I don't even know how to describe this. I will actually
I love this.
sit beside Lucas. Lucas's not Lucas right now body. I'll say, well, there. Do I know that you're looking for the signature of Kreider? Because we think that's something that could. Do I know that?
I kind of just announced it.
Perfect. Great.
House.
Fantastic. I wasn't really on the docket, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm just gonna like sit and like take a few deep breaths. And then I'm gonna clap my hands, and when my hands snap together, I disappear, and it's like a little firework of little me's. And there are gonna be 17 2-inch tall Sorayas. And we're just gonna scurry. And I'm looking for, I don't know, they found the deed, so I'm also looking for the deed and a signature, and it's just angry squeaks because I am fast, but God, these legs are a lot shorter. It's fine. Decisions were made.
All right. So I have pulled a card to see how that goes. And what is the level of that ephemera?
That's a great question. 1199.
Ooh, that's a lot. That's a heck of a lot. What is that? All right, this is the Relentless Rumor, value 3, associated with Secrets, Ravens, Books, and Flame. So if that is your heart, you have a +1 to all of your adventures. Okay, so you proceed throughout the house, each one of your 17 little U's entering a different doorway down these two seemingly infinite hallways. And you just pop beneath each one of these doors, and they're all kind of different. you might pop under and you're suddenly in a bedroom or a bathroom. One of them seems like it's a boiler room of some kind. In another, there's just like a very narrow room with just a fireplace. And that's it.
It's a weird room.
But there's just a variety of random places that you go through. But between the level on your spell and the card, I'm going to say, one, you can get a joy for this, and you eventually find something that is like a records room, almost. It's very obvious that this place contains a lot of stuff, so it's very easy to focus your effort here. You might even call in 2 or 3 of your little
Yeah,
Sorayas
that's
who
what I
have
was
done-
gonna say. Yeah, I'm just gonna call
done
in the
looking at
cavalry. Yeah.
furnaces and fireplace. A couple of them get menaced by mice on the way there, but it's fine.
It's fine.
So what you would find are, one, you would find a marriage certificate that is signed by one Kreiter Minis, Minis. And let's see. You also discover a few magical practices. You discover the spell, Tree of Blood, the character secret, Expansive Endeavor, the spell, Circumambient Assault, the spell 9, the character secret, Feline Advisors, and then 2 Vancian magical practices. One is Esther Ivy's Collective Recollection, and one is Esther Ivy's Reciprocal Reduction.
What was the very first one?
Tree of
Tree of Blood.
Blood.
Thanks.
Some of those also might be in Book M, so if you can't find it, I'll send it to you later. So yeah, you find a bunch of stuff in here. There's magic, there's characters, there's magic and secrets and signatures, and yeah, this place is fucking great.
Good job, Mini Sorayas. Give myself a pat on the back.
I feel like as we're walking down the hallway, we see a couple. Oh, was that Soraya?
Fuck, I almost stepped on her. Jesus Christ. Get out of my way. Jeez.
Does Soraya need help carrying all those spells and secrets?
The tiniest middle finger. But they're all, I would imagine, it says I can control all of them with a single consciousness. So I think once I get to that room, I would have everybody diverting back to all of my little knees.
Mm-hmm.
So
There's so many.
yeah, it's a thing.
You're adorable.
Oh God.
I think she threw up in her mouth a little bit just there.
Am I wrong?
No, but I wasn't gonna say it. Jeez.
Did you find anything, Soraya?
I don't know how long am I like this?
I think it's depletion out 1 per hour. Each hour.
Yeah, that's a great
It's
question.
depletion is 0.
What does it give you a time frame on
It
that?
says 0 check each hour.
Yes. So you will be like that until you will roll a d10 each hour, and you are like this until you roll a 0 on that d10.
Oh God.
I love this.
I mean, God. Okay. Didn't think this one through. All right. I will be kind of, my little me's will be congregating in one area where I'm, or at least scattered area where I found these various things to point out, because I do imagine they are probably, even though they are paper, it's like carrying a giant sheet. I don't know exactly how to make equivalent anyway, but I will kind of try to show them the things that I have found.
Wow. I'm actually
Let me
impressed.
Let me grab those for you. I'll pick every one of them up. Did you find anything interesting? We found Lucas's deed.
Oh shit! That's why I didn't find it then. I did find the signature though.
Oh, thank goodness. Let's go back then.
Can I have a ride? Because, like, these legs are hella short.
I'll hold out both my hands to as many Sorayas that want to hop on.
All right. We'll hop on. I'll hop on.
This is the weirdest game.
All
right,
my
so-
shoulders.
You're just like crawling all over Alana.
17 2-inch Sorayas climb up onto Alana's shoulder and hold on for the ride.
I snap back to my body. Oh, Soren. Have you found anything?
Soren is sitting on the ground about 2 feet from where we did the ritual, just chilling.
Have you moved?
I mean, very briefly, I moved from there to here.
Are
okay?
you well? Sorry.
Yeah, I think I'm okay. I don't know what happened there. I thought I had the I thought I was going to be more helpful with the ritual, but I haven't had a very good run of luck with my magical spells recently.
We can give it another go. It's not a big deal.
Yeah,
I'll
I know.
place a hand on your shoulder and look through you, because that's the way I do it. And I just say, there's no need to dwell on it. You tried your best, as you always do. And you can always try again.
Besides, I think we've got everything we need.
I will take the envelope out of my back pocket and hand it to Lucas.
Ah,
Your deed?
exquisite. Thank you. This...
Don't know how I can talk to this quiz,
We know
but
who Will is,
it at
right?
least proves who they would need to arrange any particulars with, and therefore they cannot purchase the aqueduct.
Oh, wait. I don't think I expressed something quite clearly. The deed is in your name.
Wait, what?
The deed is in your name. The grantor of the deed is the quiz.
Even better.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. So
I am
it's
elated.
It's like finding out an objective truth of the world is that you own a house.
How,
structure.
though? How did that happen, Lucas?
Your
Does it
guess is
matter?
as good as mine. What?
It does.
Wait,
I'm fucking curious.
raise an eyebrow. What? How? Just looking at the 17 Soraya is
There,
okay. Never mind.
34 eyes is better than 2.
Mm.
It's simple math.
I do not know how this occurred, but I will not look a gift deed in the mouth. This calls for a celebration.
Have you ever
And-
said those words before?
I just did. I reach into my pocket and I pull out a handful of obnoxious looking crystals. And Alex, I want to use my grins of glittering things because I have to.
Okay,
And
sure.
And I hold out these colored gemstones. There's like a little red one, and a blue one, and a green one, and an orange and a purple one, because those are good colors. And I hold them up, and the slightest quirk in the corners of my mouth like creeps across my face. And I just kind of go, and toss them, and they instantly grow little arms and legs and grotesque mouths, and they kind of clatter to the ground and roll around for a moment as the legs just kind of like keep pulling out of the crystal forms and like snapping into place. And then they just kind of roll up and stand, and all in unison they just start like bobbing up and down and like kicking and making the most bizarre like cooing and singing noises, like they're having some kind of organized rehearsed dance number that no one knows what they're actually singing and dancing to.
Lucas, what the actual fuck?
What the actual fuck? I'm like not offended.
I am.
Can you are they the right size to dance with Soraya?
Yes. Yes,
Soraya,
they're about
they're
the
your
same
size.
size. These
30.
little gemstones are the best way I know how to express joy.
Oh, honey, we need to get you laid.
I am not unfamiliar with the concept and the activity. And these little gems just continue to dance and stuff, like just aimlessly, not doing anything useful.
So, let's talk about something real fast.
Oh no.
Oh,
Thanks,
God.
Graham. So, what happened? The pressure that you all felt in the presence of the cube, that mesmerization returns stronger than ever, even though you do not see the cube in your immediate vicinity. This high-pitched ringing seems to be coming from the ritual chamber, and you seem to be hearing very nondescript sort of shouts from Euphemia up in the ritual chamber.
I want to run towards her.
Sure.
I'm running.
Oh, here we go. I'm holding
Towards
on to
who?
your hair.
Euphemia?
I'm going to Euphemia if she's screaming.
Yeah,
Are you still-
I'll go too.
So,
Are you still holding me on your shoulders?
Maybe like a couple of you, probably not all of you.
Where are the rest
all,
of me?
so, what happens is all you hear is this loud, like clacking sound, like things folding. And as you get to the top of the staircase, you realize that the hallways are folding back up. The walls around you are just decaying at a rapid pace. The ceiling is just descending. And all of a sudden, Euphemia is just shunted out of what used to be the ritual chamber, and you are now standing in an old, decrepit little White House in the middle of nowhere. Unfortunately, this also does remove the glittering things, and Soraya returns to one full Soraya, as our magical flux is that no magic functions in a very large area for months to come.
I dropped to my knees. Oh, my joyous little gemstones.
Oh, thank God.
Euphemia, are you okay?
Wait, she's not there, is she?
Oh no, she is.
Oh, okay.
She's like standing like with one hand on the wall, just like not really engaging right now.
What the fuck was that? How big is it? How far does this go?
I can't sense any magic.
Nothing.
I don't like this.
I'm gonna walk out of the house.
Sure.
Do I see anything going on?
No. Standing in the middle of this random place where nothing lives. Currently, not even the house.
Are you gonna be okay, Euphemia?
I don't think so.
Was this us?
Have you ever failed with the cube before? Is this a side effect?
I've failed to open the cube before, but nothing like this. She just puts a hand on the wall. I am so sorry.
It was a good friend, wasn't it?
Yeah. If you don't mind, I need to be alone right now.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, we're going.
Maybe like a few yards out or so after you've left and are heading back to Fartown proper, you hear a long, desperate wail from the oldest house. And nothing else until you reach the city. Your magic does slowly return to you on the walk back. You didn't, negate all of Fartown. But it is unclear whether or not the oldest house will survive.
At some point, I'm crying.
That wasn't our fault, was it? We couldn't have done that. There's no way.
I don't know. You heard her. She said she's failed before.
Yeah. I don't know. But I feel that it is not a coincidence that it happened when we were there. And so, I don't know.
There's not much that can be done about it now. We got what we needed. Now what?
I was looking for something with Kreider's signature on it. I'm currently in the possession of an incantation ephemera. Or if I have someone's signature, I can possibly affect them with the spell, no matter where they are.
Okay.
I was going to ask for everyone's input on where to go from there. It's not something I want to jump into, though.
I think we've discovered that Kreider is not the problem.
But he's a start. He's a stepping stone to the next big thing.
Yeah, but without the oldest house, how is he going to be able to talk about it?
I wasn't thinking of talking to him. But maybe something to keep in mind. I'll hold on to his marriage certificate, but I can try and find him, send him a message. Anyone has any other ideas?
I mean, we can kill him, but it's like killing an ant on an anthill. What good does that do us?
There is still one less ant. I don't know. I'm a little surprised you aren't as a bit more interested in getting revenge against your killer.
It's like getting rid of the ant who specifically bit you.
You're right. I guess it's because in the Pale I was him. I mean, taking me out wasn't gonna fix anyone's problem. They were just gonna hire someone else next time.
That is a salient point. Perhaps if we were to kill Kreider, it would wind up being he was simply replaced with a new person, someone we would not be aware of.
Exactly.
Better
Still
to
one
know
less
your enemy
person.
than flounder in the dark.
It's still one less person doing these murders. One less hand for the big one. The big
Actually, he's
guy.
got a lot of hands, so it's like 10 less hands.
It's a lot of hands.
Sorry. I'm just saying, we can kill him if we want. But we've learned that this barely starts with him. I'm not one for wasting my time.
I'm not either, and I still have things I need to find to complete the other ritual.
If he cannot talk, perhaps he can lead us to someone who will have more answers?
We could follow him.
So perhaps finding and following would be the best choice.
Good idea, Lucas.
Like I said, there's no guarantee that my magic will work on him. But it's a chance.
Well,
I mean, I could send a friend to go collect information too.
This isn't something we can just willy-nilly do.
I still have this amulet, and I hold it out, the same brass Abel amulet that can at least give you temporary insight to his location.
Maybe we don't need magic for this.
You want to just hit the pavement?
Do you have another way of finding him?
Well, after the amulet. Maybe we hit the pavement after that. I don't know. Everything feels kind of futile right now.
Maybe we just need a break and we can come back to this with fresh minds.
Yeah.
So we'll meet tomorrow morning. Where? Or do we want to?
Maybe a couple days.
That's fine. Like I said, I have things I need to get done beyond the scope of that. Related, but not necessarily the same direction. I'll gladly take that time.
At some point, you and I should go talk to Pontiff.
Mm.
I know you don't want to, but I can't explain the ritual.
Okay.
I have a couple of errands of my own to do, but maybe in a couple days, meet up at the dungeon or Soren's?
Either way is fine with me.
Lucas, Shade?
Be there.
Okay.
And on that note, I feel like that's a decent place to take a quick break right here for 5-10 minutes. Go get some water, go stretch, go eat some snacks. And we'll be right back in 5-10 minutes to see what our characters have been up to in the meantime. So, see you soon.
Oh baby, I love your madness.
Welcome to our Patreon. Here on Open for Adventure, we are making high quality Dungeons and Dragons content, folks. We have a great big world to share with you, and by becoming a patron, you can help us explore and expand upon this adventure. With your support, we can invest in more amazing artwork, better mics, fancy cameras, and overall stream quality. Not to mention, help us get some amazing new merch that we can use for giveaways. What do you get by becoming a patron? I'm so glad you asked. Let's take a look at the different levels and give you a sneak peek at what you can get at each tier. Did you know that the family of the First Lord Theo, the leader of the rebellion against the Empire, actually invented firearms nearly 25 years prior to the current campaign? The designs for this high-tech weapon are the Delaney family's best-kept secret. Also, they were originally invented by the late First Lady Victoria, Theo's mother. Access to lore leaks like this is what you can expect from the first tier, written in blog-style posts after each weekly session. Ever wondered what goes on off-camera? The next 3 tiers give you exactly that. With Stolen Moments, you can get access to text-based roleplay moments, highlighting experiences that don't make it onto the stream, like Leona's training session with Ray and Asmrin. Stolen Moments Plus gives you access to roleplay moments featuring our guests, non-player characters, and historical figures, featuring the likes of Marshall, Annalena, and even the Empress herself. And Roleplay Addiction takes us to a whole other level. This tier gives you exclusive 30-minute videos of canon interactions not otherwise seen on stream, like late-night drunken interactions between paladins or tender moments featuring your favorite character ships. The Warm Fuzzies is super simple. It's everything I've listed so far, and also you get your name on stream after our weekly regular sessions. Every session. And our undying love. And finally, the most epic of all Patreon tiers. Drum roll, please. The Lore Master. This ultimate and final tier gets you first look access at all of the content going into our upcoming, official, Open for Adventure campaign setting. Lore, maps, monsters, items, dungeons, dragons. Go ahead, have a look around, make yourself at home, and consider becoming a patron to help us make this fantasy world a little bit closer to reality.
Oh, hi! My name is Express Love. I'm the Senmarian god of coffee. Did you know that in Senmaria, every cup of coffee is made with found familiar coffee beans? That's canon. In Senmaria, every cup of coffee is good coffee because it's made with love by Found Familiar. Did you know that every bag of Found Familiar coffee features artwork from incredible members of the tabletop gaming community? That's canon. Each blend and roast of Found Familiar coffee features cool D&D names like Thieves' Cant, Face Step, and Pact Magic. In Senmaria, every royal meeting that Ray attends features the Cartographer's Blend, a brew of coffee made by Found Familiar in conjunction with Devin Rue. Now that's canon. Found Familiar coffee. Buy it today.
Yeah, to pieces, yeah, I need it. Once you're pandemonium, life is so easy. Whoa, you love me to pieces, yeah, I need it. Once you're pandemonium. Oh, baby, I love your madness. It's so incredibly beautiful. Oh, you shine like gold, so selfless to all, and wild like an animal. Some would say I'm insane in the right in a way, but I just love to play in your fun and your games. Always hungry for more, that's just how I was born. Take me somewhere I don't know, and give me your freedom. Whoa, you love me to pieces, yeah, I need it. Once you're pandemonium, life is so easy. Whoa, you love me to pieces, yeah, I need it. Once you're pandemonium. The limit of love is endless, I know. Just do what you want with me. Yeah, I want it all. Could care less. The car bunch of pandemonium. Oh baby, I love your madness. It's so incredibly beautiful. Oh, you shine like gold, so selfless to all, and wild like an animal. Some would say I'm insane in the right in a way, but I just love to play in your fun and your games. Always hungry for more, that's just how I was born. Take me somewhere I don't know, and give me your freedom. Whoa.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back from break. I hope you got something to drink, got something to eat, something along those lines. For now, I think we can hop straight back into it. I believe Shade and Soraya were going to have a conversation at some point.
Yeah, so I imagine we go back to our delightful home, right?
Your web
Yeah.
captioner is not working. Hold on.
Hello. It was working before, right?
Is it still open?
Can you get me a link?
I mean, it should be. It was a brand new link, but I can send it again.
Is it popping up in your screen?
No. Now it is.
Now it is for me too.
Magic.
That's weird. Was it doing that all first half of the session?
I don't think so.
I hope not. So I assume we go back home before we part ways. You weren't serious about those dreams, were you?
What do you mean?
You don't really need to get them back.
Is that a question or an order?
More the latter.
Go on, give me a lecture.
I'm not here to give you a lecture. I'm just saying it's not a great use of our time.
Why?
Because if they were coming for you for your dreams the first time, what do you think's gonna happen when you get them back?
That's logical. Okay.
That's it?
Yeah.
That was a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. Thank God.
Maybe if you're actually pleasant once in a while, it'd be easier for you to get what you
Oh,
want.
fuck off. Good night.
I tried that. You made it impossible.
I just flip you off.
Why'd you even bring me back?
I'll turn back around. What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? Why'd you bring me back?
You're my sister.
And?
Would you have rather me left you?
Never mind, I'm just being stupid.
No, go ahead. What do you need to say?
Maybe you'd be better off without me.
Why would you say that?
Because... you're not particularly good at showing... Never mind. This is stupid. You're gonna say it's stupid.
Say it anyway.
Soraya, sometimes you can be a real bitch.
Yes, you've mentioned that many times in our years together. Thank you.
If you can't stand people that much, if you can't stand me that much, then why bother? I told you it's stupid.
Would you have left me?
Oh, no. Because I actually like you.
What makes you think I don't like you?
Everything? The everything. Yeah, laugh. Laugh it up, bitch.
That's Mindy. That's Soraya.
Whatever, I don't give a fuck.
Look, just because I don't tell you every day that I care about you, it doesn't mean that I don't love you. Do you know how hard it was to find you like that?
I can imagine. We're lucky it was me and not you. I couldn't have done a damn thing.
You would have found a way.
My way usually involves shooting people until I get what I want.
I didn't say it was going to be as neat as my preferred method was, but I'm sure that would have worked eventually.
I'm just saying I'm glad it wasn't you. I guess. And I love you too.
We're going to fix this.
And if we can't, then I want you to be okay with that too.
We're going to fix this.
All right, boss. Whatever you say.
I'm going to take a few steps closer to her. I will give her a kiss on the forehead. Good night, Shahrazad.
I'll stop you and give you a hug.
I'll allow it. I'll flip you off and go to bed.
Fair.
Do we all want to reconvene at the dungeon now, a few days later? All right.
Before we
You all here one by one, greeting the dragon as you enter.
Before we start, I want to mention that I am the last to arrive, and I am late. And when I get there, I want to quickly weave interaction and distance to send a message to Shade to say, I just got here. Can I talk to you for a minute outside?
Can I reply to this message?
GM, I don't even know how much this would cost for a week.
Yeah, so I'll call that a level 3 effect. I don't think you would be able to reply.
Be right back. Alana's outside. She asked if she could talk to me. Be right back. Jeez.
Oh, I thought she might be dead.
No,
this is much better. She's not usually late.
Fair. Soren, stay out of my good whiskey. God damn it.
As soon
I'm
as you,
on the couch reading a book.
as soon as you leave, I'm going to go get the good whiskey and give it to Soren.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Alana, did you get locked out or something?
No, I wanted to apologize for upsetting you a couple days ago with everything. So I wanted to give you these. And in my hands, I am holding a small bouquet of probably about 5 or 6 flowers. They kind of look like lilies. They're the petals are charcoal colored. Maybe they are charcoal. And leaking out of the stamens and down the petals are flames. And I'm wearing scorched gloves, gardening gloves.
How did you know these are my favorite?
It wasn't hard.
While I graciously accept these beautiful flowers, there's no need for an apology. You're not responsible for my feelings.
And how about just a gift?
Only if you let me kiss you in exchange.
That's fair.
And I will do so. And I'll take the flowers from her. Find a suitable home.
Yeah, they probably don't even burn you.
You know not to water them.
Fair.
And then we'll reconvene.
Let's quickly, actually, before we get into that conversation, I would like to again issue a content warning that there is a magical practice that will likely come up in the next few minutes that involves a character turning themselves into a ghost. This is not reminiscent of anything that one would consider conventional self-harm. However, it is a character making themselves dead and then undead. So if that is content you are not comfortable with, I would like to inform you that that is something that will be touched on very quickly.
When
Lucas.
we're done with that, I'll just wave my arms so that viewers can mute for the time being. How about that?
Oh, that sounds like a great idea. Thank you, Josh. Lucas, can you briefly tell us what you have achieved in the past few days?
I would also like to say maybe the mods in chat can also, if someone misses it as well.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Well, the deed secured, which was my biggest worry. I would have wanted to be able to showcase that to, gosh, what's his name? I'm drawing a blank all of a sudden. The silver guy. And the
Vi, the bodyguard?
Vi. No, wait, Vi's the silver guy? Sorry, I meant...
Yeah, he's the bodyguard.
Oh, F him. The guy who works for... Gosh, what's his name?
Oh, Drap.
Drap, yeah. I would have wanted to show Drap because he wanted to see it, and I got it. But that's neither here nor there. Essentially, all I got going on is found a nice spot to sit, and essentially it's like an extended astral projection, more or less. And I'm a ghost. Spooky. Woo! I don't know what more really to say about it other than just kind of look similar, just kind of bluish now. You know, the stereotypical fucking ghost thing.
Yeah, no. You do have to put you do have to concentrate in order to become visible and audible, as that is not your natural state, but I would say you broadly get the hang of most interactions over the course of a few days. But with that, I think we have concluded the casting of that spell. So we are out of the content warning material. And I would just like to ask, Lucas, is this the form you choose to appear to as you reconvene with the rest of the group?
Well, I don't think I have too much choice, so sure.
Okay.
Unless I can morph my body, but...
No, you can't.
Yeah. Why? Yeah, so I'm essentially just sitting in a chair my legs crossed and kind of bobbing up and down, you'll notice I'm a little more animated.
Lucas, are you feeling quite well? You look a little funny. And I don't think I've ever seen you this happy. Well, yeah, I'm getting to it, okay? I'm about to ask if, Lucas is sad or anything. But...
Oh, no. No, I'm not sad.
No.
I've never felt better.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I would offer to share a drink with you, but I get the strange feeling...
I will decline.
Yeah. I guess I would have twice as much.
That's not how that works.
Sounds like a perfect plan.
That's your good whiskey, by the way.
Fuck, Soraya!
2.
She grabbed it after you left.
Of course you did. You see me find a glass vase for these burning flowers. I pull them away from the wall. Which is made of stone, but still. Well, what the fuck are we doing?
That's a good question.
We can...
Well, let's bullet point what we need, what we're doing.
What we know?
Yeah.
We know his crater is the tip of the iceberg. We know that killing him might feel satisfying in the moment, don't get me wrong. But he would just be replaced by somebody we don't know. At least this way we have some semblance of control over him. Some dirt. We know about that big guy who won the war, actually. Oh wait, I can't talk about that, can I?
Well, we learned about what we learned at the house.
Yeah, we learned about that, which apparently is not coming out of my mouth right now.
You look ridiculous.
I'm just trying to be like you.
Is your throat dry? Would you like something to drink?
I was trying to talk about the thing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hand you the bottle of whiskey if you would like a drink.
Yeah, that's better. You're right.
I know.
Oh, God. I need a few more items for this ritual, as well as another participant. And I'm not entirely sure what the timeline looks like for that. I will give a glance to Shade. But I imagine that's something that needs to be taken care of. It needs to be relatively high on the priority list.
Sure.
Because we are already on borrowed time.
As a quick aside, Soraya, you would have received a small bag of all the emotion leaves you need for your ritual. So
Oh, yeah.
that has been delivered to your house, and you do not need to interact with any people.
Oh my God.
Joy for Soraya.
I'm just racking it up this session. I will have put those. Actually, no. You know what? I feel like I'm gonna keep those on my person.
Just don't accidentally touch one. It'll be used right away once it hits your skin.
Oh.
Oh yeah? What do you know about these things?
I used them a lot after I got back from Shadow.
Noted.
I'm familiar.
So what are we doing first?
Might as well focus on the thing we can control, which is this ritual.
I agree. What are we missing?
We're missing some magical items. And another participant. Because unfortunately, Shade will be unable to assist us.
Well, I can go talk to Pontiff in a couple soon.
That works for me.
Is there anything either of you have that you need to do? Soren, Lucas? I feel like it's a waiting game for the ritual as we gather everything.
Most of what I need to accomplish are things that require time and study. So for the time being, I'm kind of working on that on my own when we are not doing these things together.
I have concluded my business. My time is yours.
So mostly the ritual then.
Speaking of your business, Lucas. So, what happens over the next probably like 15 seconds is, to you especially, a bit of a blur. All of you would see Lucas begin to just be like stretched out and basically like sucked away, almost just like sucked up into the ceiling or something like that. There's a slight wind that accompanies this, so you're definitely hearing that. But there's a word that follows it. Lucas, would you care to inform everybody of your secret soul name?
Oh, I can. I'm going to put it in chat too, but you hear a harsh hissing noise that sounds like someone saying the word husk.
Soraya also, you would notice this. A Goetic has summoned Lucas. As they are a ghost now.
Okay. That means I can
muted.
summon you.
Where did they go? What happened?
Yeah. What the fuck?
Wait, Lucas is a ghost? When did that happen?
I thought he was just astral. I thought they were just astral projecting this whole time.
I'm staring at Soren.
I thought we were all in the know on this. I was under the impression that everybody knew this was happening.
No?
I don't know what to say. This has been... you know what? This is something that Lucas has been working on for quite some time. And if they did not want to share the details with you, that is their prerogative.
Oh, so now it's if we don't want to share details, it's not their prerogative. I see how it is.
It was not my story to share, other than to say that this has happened since the last time we saw each other.
Okay, so I don't actually know how this works, but he's a ghost. They're a ghost. I know their name.
Yes.
Can I try to summon them back?
That would be... You would need to make a you would need to complete probably a sorcery task against the level of the person who summoned them.
I'm imagining it's a little bit harder than me.
You never know.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm trying to.
Sure. So you would need to roll 2 dice. For the sake of transparency, I will say that the person who summoned Lucas is of level 7.
Okay, I can summon up to level 3. I don't know if that, but I would be like, I think level 3. I don't know.
Yeah, you can summon something of up to level 5.
Is it 5?
Around
Okay.
2 goodness.
I didn't change
Yeah.
it. That's why I was trying to find it and I couldn't find it fast enough. Okay, then I'm trying to, because this, no.
Mm-hmm.
Get your own ghost.
Sure. So when you summon something using its name, any sorcery you spend is not does not affect the ease of summoning. It's just to give it juice, basically. Is there anything you would like to do to boost your sorcery task here? And let me actually pull a Soothe card to see.
You have a sortilege from Dax.
Okay.
Can I let me help. Soraya. Can I weave imprisonment and relationships to help Soraya pull Lucas back to us?
Yeah, I'll say it'll be the same level 2 effect where you gave +1 on significant actions during the Black Cube scene.
Can I do that with strength and passion?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Sweet.
So what's that, 2?
So,
You said?
yeah, your adventure is currently at a 2. Your target number is now 5 because the challenge is 7.
Oh, I meant
And
sorcery.
we have pulled the Untrustworthy Mirror. Value 4, mysteries, rats, mirrors, and stone. So hey, you get a +1 on this venture. So your venture's currently at 3.
Okay.
You need to roll.
Can I spend a sortilege?
You
I need
would
to send-
have to. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
you-
perfect.
Yeah, you need to roll 2 dice. And
Okay.
they both need to be above a 4.
Okay.
You got this.
Just 2, right?
2 is the lowest number you would need. So there are other ways to roll more dice, but you could do it with 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 6 and 0.
Okay. Do you know whether or not the 0 is your magic die or
Yeah, because it's the sparkly one, and that's how I.
Okay, great. Well, you trigger a magical flux. All right. Let me see.
Everything.
Oh no, that's a major flux. Oh, thank God I didn't read one of those. Okay, so I will say that you begin to try to pull Lucas back, and there is a bit of a cosmic tug of war that goes on, but eventually it just sort of is torn. Your grasp on Lucas is just torn out of you, and what comes with it is 1 sortilege out of your pool. So you lose 1 sortilege from your pool.
Shit.
Also, quick question for Soraya. Have you been wearing the encumbrous pin that was given to you by Emma Elizabeth?
Oh. Probably. I forgot I had it, but
Okay.
But probably.
Mhm.
Is it in?
Sure. It would not affect what just happened.
Sure.
It would affect Lucas's recognition of the magical trap in which he has been summoned into. Lucas, you have been summoned into an encumbrous triangle. This is a goetic practice to ensure that should a negotiation with a spirit fail, the spirit actually can't leave. It is trapped in the triangle. And you would, I would say, recognize this particular symbol. It's like a equilateral triangle with a circle around it, and the parts of the triangle that are cut out of the circle are also equilateral triangles. So it's a very geometric little thing that you find yourself hovering in a room with no doors or windows or other conceivable entry or exit points. You see a large desk behind which sits a woman in a dark suit. There are 2 goetics who stand at sort of 45-degree angles to the left and right, respectively. You see a couple of identical-looking thought forms with guns. And if you do a full 360, you would see the lawyer Therian sitting in a corner taking notes.
They don't have to know I'm there, do they? I don't have to appear.
You don't have to appear visible, but they're aware that their summoning was successful. So you can remain invisible, but the Goetics at least know you're there.
What is this? I stay invisible.
Sure. The woman behind the desk begins to speak. Your reputation precedes you, Lucas Renchester. I'm here about your house.
And I'm here against my will.
Mm-hmm. How unfortunate. Now, I want to make one thing perfectly clear. I want that location. I don't care about the aqueduct. You can move it if you want. But I need that location. And I'm willing to go to great lengths to get it. I have been informed that you are apparently the owner of this place. However, I have also been informed that you're, well, untrustworthy and unpleasant.
I would definitely say one of those are true.
I'm sure you would. Now, here's what we can do. You can sell me the property, or I can make your afterlife quite miserable for you.
Well, you see, I don't typically do business with people I don't even know their name.
Quite unfortunate. We are the Revelation. That is all you'll be getting from me. I would say that you might know that the Revelation are a sort of criminal enterprise.
I look at the guns. You said that there's two folks with guns in the room?
Yes, 2 thought forms with guns.
Thought forms with guns.
Yeah.
Now, were you planning to shoot me before or after I sold the property?
We were planning on shooting you if you made any trouble. Murder is messy. I'm not unwilling to do it. But it is definitely the most arduous of options on my end.
You'll have to forgive me. I'm a little hazy on the details with respect to summoning, but I have a feeling you were supposed to summon me with a purpose and ask a task of me, and you have to bargain with me, and if I don't like the terms, I just don't agree to it.
That would be how it goes, except for the ritual circle. I'm told it's quite effective.
Well, it won't hold me forever.
No,
I have more time than you do.
Perhaps that is true. 3, how long can you hold them in there? One of the Goetics sort of looks over. 6 days?
Is that the best you have?
I would say that, given the fact that we could repeat this very often, you might get bored. But even if that isn't the case, here's the thing. Nothing at all is stopping me from going into Fartown and bulldozing that aqueduct as it stands. You can't even interact with the physical world. So it won't even be like you could stand in front of it and make some sort of noble bullshit last stand.
You underestimate my abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Though I suppose if we're going to have a more productive dialogue, you would tell me what makes that location so special to you.
Do you want to try and persuade them as a interaction task?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
You
wanna
can
get
spend a
anywhere.
bene from your interaction pool.
Ooh, I also am trained in the skill of seeing through deception.
Okay, sure. I'll definitely give you one on that one. So your
So
venture
that-
is at 2. You do not know this person's level.
Okay, so ventures at 2.
And you would only need 1 die. This is not a magical task.
I will spend a sortilege to roll an extra die. Right? That's
okay,
the thing?
Sure.
That's
Yep.
the thing. Cool. Oh, no. That's a 0 and a 4.
Which one was magical?
I'm going to go with the purple one because it's shinier.
I thought you said that didn't
You
need
said
to
it
be
wasn't
magical.
magical.
But they rolled sortilege, which is inherently magical.
Yeah.
So is that the
Yeah.
magical die or not?
Yeah, let's make it magical.
Okay.
Because I love making myself miserable.
Sure, I'll hit that one in just a bit. Okay, so she just sort of like looks at you and doesn't answer for a long enough time to where you get the impression that she's not going to answer you.
You really are terrible at bargaining.
You know, here's the thing though. I approached your gerund. All the manners in the world. He was fine to do business with. The reason you're here is that you have a reputation for being an arrogant, unhelpful, miserable person to interact with. And so here we are. I'm told you let your friend pay a fine for you, even though you had the money. You stood by and watched her pay your fine.
She offered to pay. Who was I to stop them?
Mm-hmm.
And you're deflecting anyways. If you had wanted to speak with me, you would have come and met me in person rather than ripping me away from my important tasks.
Well, are we not speaking in person or as much as one could be in person when speaking with a ghost?
Realistically,
Are here, aren't you?
when one wants to have polite conversation, one makes the effort themselves to attend to that conversation.
And who exactly would I be making an effort to have a polite conversation with? The person who terrorized an apartment receptionist to break into somebody else's home? That person I'm supposed to have polite conversation with?
You see, you appear to have misinformation with respect to that chance encounter. However, I can be reasonable, but you just wouldn't know that given your chosen course of action.
Transit Authority has expended considerable resources performing divinations on that event. Do not bullshit me. I know exactly what happened. Contrary to popular belief, or at least contrary to your belief, you are not the most superior person in any given room.
Well, according to you, we're not meeting in person, so I guess I would be inclined to agree with you.
Now, you can sell me the aqueduct, or we can continue this at a later date.
Oh, goodness. I will make a point of marking it on my calendar every 6 days. I guarantee you will grow far more tired of this than I will.
6 days is plenty of time for me to bring demons in to knock that shit down. I don't care how tired you get, I just need you out of the way. And since you have so graciously provided me with your name, Husk, it will be very easy.
This will be fun.
Mm-hmm. It will be. I'll let you think about your actions in here for the next 6 days, and then when you get out, I will allow you to rethink your course of action here. And if we don't, during the 6 days after that, I will destroy your home. Are we clear?
I'll have just my head appear visible, and I'm scowling. You touch that location, and I will bury you in the rubble.
Mm-hmm. I'm shaking in my boots. We're done here. Everyone just sort of discorporates. And you're left in that room for the next 6 days, unless you would like to attempt a movement task to get out of there.
Oh, I could have done that the whole time?
Oh, I'm sorry. You never asked if you could try to get out.
That's true. I didn't.
Yeah. It's just a magical effect. It has a level that you could overcome.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll try and break out of it.
Sure. It's a movement task. You do not have any movement bene because you do not have a body.
That's
so
true.
The only thing you could do is add sortilege or cast a spell.
Cast a spell. I don't think that would help right now. All right. I will... What? Sortilege to roll a dice?
You would spend sortilege and you'd end up rolling 2 dice total.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Purple, you're my magic one again. Don't fuck me. Ooh, that's a 2 and an 8.
Okay. I think 8 just does it, actually.
Perfect.
So yeah, you are able to get out of the encumbrous triangle. The room you are in is its own little pocket dimension, though. You would... I feel bad for saying this because I just realized how bullshit that is, but... Because they had to teleport in here. Do you mind if I pull a Sooth card to see how you might leave the room?
Sure.
I should have thought this is better. That's my mistake. Oh, that's a high number. 9. The Looming Shade.
Ooh. Looming Shade?
L. Value 9, Mysteries Nuts Mirror and Stone, meaning terror, doom, impending danger, and unseen threats. Okay, let me quickly...
Sounds great.
Let's do this. Okay. So after a while of sort of bebopping around this room, not really knowing what to do, because you can phase through the wall, but you just end up in nothingness. It's not even like night sky. It's just like literally absence. If you were to return to the room at some point, you would eventually see. Well, you would have always seen the painting. It's a painting of a sort of very decrepit old man with a long shadow, and he just sort of like looks at you. You getting bored yet?
Did that painting just talk?
Don't speak as if I'm not here.
And what would your name be?
Sort of. Actually, no, it's a fucking painting. It can't indicate anything. Fuck. Yeah, fuck it. I'm just gonna say the painting is labeled with the looming shade. And that's what we're going with.
Well, you've obviously been here for some time, Mr. Looming. And where is this place?
This is a pocket dimension. One might say that it exists in Satyrine, but that would be a gross oversimplification.
I see. Are there drawers in the desk?
Yeah, sure. You can't really touch them.
I can't.
They're there.
But I could stick my face in and see what's inside.
Yes, you could.
I will do that.
Sure. You see a couple of like closed books and journals and things like that, like random stationery.
Ooh, stationery. Is there a name on it?
No, not in particular. It's like just like pens and pencils and paper and like things. It's like random office supplies. One of them at the bottom seems to be a relatively it's like a bit of like a safe drawer at the bottom. It has a couple of like ephemera objects, but objects. You do something for me, I can make all your problems go away.
What would you want? I pull my head out of the desk.
I would just like some wine. There's a particular glass I'm looking for out in the ruined expanses. If you bring it back to me, I can kill all of them.
You don't say. You said you want a wand.
A wine.
He's
asking for a glass of wine. Yeah.
Oh, he's asking for a glass. Okay. One of my very best friends is a master of drinks. I'm sure this would be an easy task for him.
I would rethink that shorty. But perhaps you have more capable friends than I am giving you credit for.
Seems to be the theme for today, people underestimating me and my companions. Well, I would be happy to help you, Looming Shade. If there's a way you can help me escape from here, I will bring you what you want, and then you can kill everyone, and we all win.
The shade sort of like... It doesn't really move, but you get the very distinct impression that it is the thing that opens up one of the drawers and pulls out like a small map from within the desk. And within one of the journals, it was just sort of like stuffed in there. Lays it out flat on the table, and the map is an outline of Satyrine, an outline of the 17 existing districts, and outside of the districts in the ruined expanses, the wreckage that is left over from the war, there's a single red X on a space in the sort of like southeast section of Satyrine.
And that would be where your wine is, I assume?
That would be.
How will I know that I've found it?
If it talks to you.
Of course it does. Why wouldn't it?
You're a ghost, are you really so surprised?
Oh, this is not surprise.
Death didn't take your brain, did it?
Excuse me?
Death didn't take your brain, did it?
That's what I thought you said. No.
I'm not sure if this worries me or not.
Well, from my point of view, I'm the only thing that you can count on to get you what you'd like, because obviously the people who use this room have no interest in you or upkeep or anything other than, quite frankly, being very poor guests, hosts for their guests.
It is regrettable that I have ended up here, but I do not intend on staying much longer.
That makes two of us.
In any case, sort of swirling mass just sort of like appears on the ground. It's all just darkness and absence. Do not make me regret this, husk.
Everyone must say it with such contempt. Thank you. And I'll just step through the hole, or float into the hole.
Sure, you float through the hole. You might hear on your way out, maybe if you were not such a contemptuous creature. In any case, you have successfully escaped the range of that painting sass. And I'll just broadly say that you pretty much returned right back where you came from.
How long were they gone for?
Yeah.
I'm going to pull a Sooth card, and I'm just going to say it is the value on a number of hours.
Hours.
Okay, 8 hours. As we have played the assassin.
What the?
Where did you go?
Do Soren and Alana stick around for that long?
I'd stick around.
Probably would have gone to Lucas's house to check on them.
I would have tried summoning them again a few times, probably.
Yeah.
Without much luck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh,
what?
Hello. You're all still here? How long was I gone?
You're a ghost?
Oh, please. How long was I gone?
The rest of the day.
Okay. That tracks. What did I miss?
Panic?
Us trying to find you.
Oh. I see that worked out quite well.
So I went to go find you at the aqueduct.
Oh, I'm there.
Your consciousness.
Right. Well, I don't need to belabor the point, but I have to go find wine for an angry painting who will kill my enemies.
Any wine?
Excuse me?
No, a specific wine.
What wine is it?
Did not say, other than the wine will speak to me, and I will know that it is it.
Of course it will.
You know,
Right?
we've had a bad track of talking objects, right? We haven't had a lot of good luck.
I haven't had much luck with the living talking things either, so...
Well, let's wait for Soren. Let's send a message to Soren and see if he can join us. And then we'll all go. How are you going to carry the wine?
Well, I just need a little more time to perfect my capabilities. And once I fine-tune my motor skills again, I'm sure picking up the wine will be easy. I have about 6 days. So, no problem.
Nothing.
Let's get to it. Wait, hold on. Let's back up a little bit. Why were you summoned?
Oh, a handful of very dedicated real estate shoppers are looking to steal my aqueduct from me. So they summoned me, threatened me, offered to pay me money, and then threatened to destroy the aqueduct anyways, so... Negotiations went very well. And they'll bring me back in 6 days. To try again. They're very persistent, if anything else.
Can I send a message to Soren like I did to Shade earlier?
Sure, but let's call it this time like a level 6 effect because you're reaching out real far.
I'll do 7. Maybe would think they'd be able to respond back.
Sure, but it'll have to be real short.
That's fine. Soren, we found Lucas. They're back at the dungeons.
Okay.
Short enough?
Yeah, short enough.
I will return to the dungeon.
Yeah, you find everybody there.
Ah, good. Lucas, I'm glad to see that you have recooperated. Is that something that happens very often, where you just poof out of, wherever you are?
It was a new experience. Can't say I'm particularly fond of it.
It was a bit confusing for us, to be sure. I had to defend, why you were a ghost for a good hour or so before eventually they stopped asking me questions.
I'm sorry.
No. I wasn't looking for an apology, more as I was just trying to figure out, what actually happened.
Well, I have 6 days to find some talking wine for an angry painting that will kill the people who summoned me. And I also have 6 days in which to perfect my capability to pick up objects. And I would also very much like to be able to kill people myself. So that's something else I would like to look into.
All right. It sounds like we have a busy couple of days then.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I think we will do it.
Got a lot on the plate now, I guess.
Aaron, we were all worried we wouldn't know what to do with ourselves.
I was not worried. I always have books to read.
I'm assuming it's maybe 6 or 7 right now. And then at night. Okay. Where's this talking wine glass?
I need a map.
Don't look at me.
Soren?
Yeah, I have one back at my house.
Great. I can show on the map, I can direct you on the map to where the wine is.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, let us go then. I'm sure that we will be able to find it very easily.
It's outside of the city. I'll just say that much.
How far outside of the city?
Well, I don't know. The map I was shown didn't necessarily have a scale on it, so I would have to
see a more accurate one.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's all right. We'll figure it out. I'm sure that it can't be that far. The city of Saturine is...
Soraya, you look like somebody... You look like you're about to blow a gasket. What's going on?
I need a drink, and I'm going to stand up, and I'm going to go get myself a drink.
Also, to quickly clarify, the wine is in the city proper. It's just in, like, a ruined section of it. It's still in Saturine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just... Yeah, the ruined expanses are just large swaths of just ruined city. It's dangerous, and most people don't go out unprepared unless they want to die. So...
That's good to know. And I will be sure to tell everyone that. I suppose the bigger question is this something a single ghost could complete on their own, without risking the lives of their friends?
I mean, it's probably... You might be able to bypass some of the dangers there, but... Also, not having backup is its own danger, and, it's... no.
You aren't thinking about going by yourself, Lucas, are you?
I think they were.
That question is so meta. No, of course not. It would be very dangerous, though.
When have you ever seen us shy away from danger? We've got Alana on our side.
I wouldn't say that.
Have you seen you lately?
Does Soraya come back?
Do you remember that bus that you stopped? Just saying.
Safety in numbers.
Exactly. That's why I carry 2 guns and not 1.
I thought they just came as a pair.
No. Soraya? Soraya?
What?
Are you done getting a drink? Are you coming back or what?
Fuck off. I will return a little bit, and I will have a couple of drinks, though.
Before you come back, can I come find you? Hey. Are you pissed at Lucas, or are you pissed at Lucas?
Pissed at a lot of things. Lucas is one of them.
Can I walk over to Lucas?
Sure.
She kept trying to summon you back. More than once.
Seemed they had a pretty good setup for it.
Look, sorry, all I'm saying is you're a powerful goetic,
and I couldn't summon them back.
Which means that they're strong. It happens. Sometimes there are people in this world stronger than we are. Aren't you always telling me not to take things so personally?
It's not just that. Summoning is what I do. It's what I'm good at. And I couldn't summon them. Other magic, other things that I need to get done, and I can't even summon a friend back into our home?
You make that sound like it's supposed to be the easiest thing to do.
It should have been. I'll finish the drink that I had.
Alright, well, I won't bug you, but... You got this. I know you do.
Thanks.
Now walk away.
I will not pour another drink, but I will stand there for a little bit before walking back.
Okay. Is there anywhere else we would like to take this conversation, or do you have something else you would like to do with the last 25 minutes tonight?
If no one else wants to continue the conversation at Shade and Soraya's, Alana still wants to go to talk to Esther.
Do you tell us?
Okay. Sure.
I do not.
That's probably for the best.
Sure.
One free morning when we're not hanging out, I go to find the hot air balloon.
Yeah, sure. It's not that hard to find. There are a few staples that, like, staple objects that fly over Fartown. But the, big red hot air balloon is pretty easy to find, all things considered.
Are there geese around?
There are a few geese around.
Oh, I don't want to interact with geese. Geese are nasty.
They are.
So I'm going to spend 5 sorcery to weave height and distance. And 1,000 threads erupt from my back and weave into a pair of wings so I can fly up to the hot air balloon.
Sure. Fly right on up there. It's honestly relatively easy, all things considered.
Hello?
Oh, Alana, was it? Hey, come on in. I know I've already described this to you, but for the sake of everybody else, the hot air balloon is a sort of single room house. It has everything that one would need in a house. There's a little kitchen in the corner and a little bed and a nightstand. There's a small bathroom off there's a door in one corner. The center of the room is dominated by this large table, which is just covered in random papers and things. There are a couple of little living spells, Vancian spells, that just sort of like hover over the table. They're these little globes of mist that just sort of like hover around over the table. And a little disconcertingly, there is this man who's just like standing in the corner staring blankly ahead.
Yes, it was Alana. Your name was Esther?
Yeah. Here, come on in. It helps you. It holds the rope ladder as you climb down.
Yes, sorry to stop by so suddenly, but...
Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine.
I wanted to talk to you and learn a bit more about what you were trying to do. You mentioned the Gray and a sister at the other day.
Okay. So right now I'm mostly working on him. She sort of gestures at the thought form. I don't want to be so presumptuous as to give him a name, so I usually just call him him. He's a thought form. I'm trying to elevate him, make him like us, or at least like a person. A non would be fine. Step. But anyway, yeah. If this works on thought forms, I think the next step should be shadow people. I don't see why it wouldn't work. Kind of the same, not really, but
So you're trying to pull people that are not Visley from shadow to here?
That's a hurdle I will need to cross, but most of my research is centered around giving these people souls and making them real people. So if I give him a soul, he'll be like a real person with, thoughts and feelings and desires, and he can live as, not just some magical servant. And if it works on him, I think we at least have a rough idea on where to start for shadow people.
I'm just trying to understand them. I'm not big on research, so if you'll excuse me. I'm just trying to make this connection between souls to... So you want to give a soul to... I heard you mention your sister?
Yeah. That's the end goal. I mean, not that the research isn't important in and of itself. I certainly have my own applications, but I mean, there are lots of people out there who... Everyone tells us that what we had in the shadow wasn't real, and I suppose to an extent that's true, but it made me who I am. I don't see how that's not real.
I completely agree.
But yeah, anyway, that's what I'm working on now.
I just want to look at her.
Sure.
If she's like working on it for a couple minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. Do you want her to like show you her research, or do you just want to like look on?
I just want to observe her.
Okay, sure.
As a person.
Yeah, sure. She's a little nervy. Definitely very high strung in the sort of anxiety sense, as opposed to energetic person sense. She definitely seems like she doesn't get good sleep. There's a lot of coffee mugs, more coffee mugs than you should reasonably believe one person has consumed, but yet being in this person's presence, you don't really doubt it that much.
She seems,
okay,
for the sake of a better word, obsessed.
Oh yeah, absolutely. She's totally obsessed. For having such a reputation of being these, very neat, orderly, rigid sort of spellcasters, being an ex-Vance, like this place is like kind of a mess. It's not like dirty or gross, but there's just like papers and random like, what you can only assume are research objects just like all over the place.
I wanna... Esther.
Yeah?
Thank you for having this talk with me. It was very enlightening, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks, Alana. It means a lot.
And I will leave.
Sure, if you leave, you need to spend another 5 sorcery to fly down, unless you want to fashion a parachute.
I'll do that.
All right. And we have 15 minutes left. Is there anything anybody else would like to do? If not, then I think we can probably call it here. All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. I know I had a bunch of fun tonight. Right now, we're going to quickly go around and do experience points and joy and acumen and all that fun stuff. And then we'll go right back around and give our introductions and talk about our favorite parts of the session. So, Camille, how do you think Shade did tonight?
I don't think I progressed on either of my arcs very much.
Mm-hmm. I think that if you're using the signature to track Kreider down, you've made an important step in that you have at least a mechanism of attempting
that's fair.
To reach him. So I would say you progressed on that one.
Okay.
And do you think you earned joy or despair tonight?
surprise me.
Okay, let me think about that for a bit.
Okay.
And while I do, let's hop over to Alana. Mara, how do you think Alana did tonight?
I think I progressed in both arcs, helping
Mhm.
Shade and Soraya. Maybe not so much with the ritual, but definitely trying to find that signature and doing
Mhm.
that, and that catalyst is good.
Mhm.
And with that last scene, I wasn't sure where it was going to go, but I think that was a very good step forward on that.
Yeah, no, I agree. And do you think you're in joy or despair tonight?
I want to say joy, because even though there were heavy things, oh, that's right, I did kiss Shade.
Oh, true.
So with that, and also a lot of the despair didn't actually happen to her.
Mhm.
It was just more tangential.
Yeah.
So I would say joy.
Okay, sure, that makes sense.
How many
Mindy,
acumen
how do
was
you
that?
think Soraya did tonight?
Sorry, how many acumen was that? 3?
Oh, that yeah, that's 3.
Okay.
You're muted, Mindy.
We were playing a game called Read My Lips. You all failed.
We did.
So I don't really know if she made any progress on her arc. I mean, she got some pieces, but that was kind of already underway. I know they have a set plan, but I don't know if there were really any steps taken, so I don't really know if she made any progress. And then, up until that last part, was thinking joy, but I think for someone as prideful as Soraya to be unable to summon Lucas back, I think I'm leaning towards despair. But that's mostly because that's how it ended.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Okay.
Josh, how do you think Soren did tonight?
I don't think we made a whole lot of progress in terms of character arc. If we did, it would have all happened during the downtime when we were not together as a party.
Mm-hmm.
So we can discuss that later in IMRPs and stuff, but I would say probably despair.
Mm-hmm. Sure, that makes sense. And Ren, how do you think Lucas did tonight?
Well, obviously got what I've been looking for the majority of the time we've been playing, so that was great. And to be quite frank, I don't think being summoned by those folks with the revelation is enough to make them feel bad, so I'm gonna go with joy.
Sure, yeah.
Especially because immediately after the painting was like, hey, get me the wine and I'll kill them, and I'm like, okay. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's entirely fair. So, yeah, I would say you can definitely get acumen on that, and that would be 2 acumen, and then a joy, I think. And yeah, I think that's all we have for tonight. So,
what
I
about
guess we're gonna quickly
joy or despair for Shade?
Oh yeah. How do you think about? Yeah, I was gonna say, how do you think about joy for getting a kiss?
I'm here for the kiss.
All right, sure. You get joy then. Yes. At this point, I think we can quickly go around and introduce ourselves on our way out, and say what else we're working on, and mention our favorite parts of the session. I can start because I'm already talking. Hi, I'm Alex. When I'm not running this game, I play an Eladrin Paladin on a D&D 5th edition stream on Sundays from 4 to 7 Eastern, run by Camille, who is great, and also Ren isn't that great, who is also great, and it's a lot of fun. And I think we're coming back this week or next week?
We will not be playing tomorrow. I mean, wait, today's Thursday. We're not going to be playing on Sunday with our regular game, I think, because we have one player out, but we will see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, yeah, that's the big thing I have going on. And yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Mindy. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch and all the things on the internet at MKAY1713. I play Monday nights here on Open for Adventure, 6:30 Central, where I play a very different character for the lovely Camille. Yeah. Yeah.
What was your favorite part of the session?
Oh, there were a lot of good moments. I really enjoyed the dancing crystal friends that were simultaneously the same size as me at the time. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Oh, I think I forgot mine.
Oh, yeah.
I was just gonna say I loved the 17 little 2-inch Sorayas.
That was gonna be mine.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, man.
Hi, I'm Ren. And apparently I'm off on my timing today. But when I'm not playing Invisible Sun as Lucas, I am playing Devereaux Thistlebrook on Sunday Friends here on Open for Adventure, which was mentioned earlier. I'm also a voice in a podcast called Roads Uncharted, which can be found on Spotify, iTunes, and Google Podcasts. Check that out if you like listening to people play tabletop RPGs. And you can find me on the Twitter at Thorny Dryad. It's like a prickly bush. And my favorite part from today's session, there was a bunch of good ones. I actually really liked the description Mare gave for the fire flower, and I thought that was pretty sweet.
Quit taking all my moments.
Oh.
I'll just go next, so that I can stop taking all my cool moments. Hi, I'm Camille. You can find me on the internet at Camille Does D&D. You can also find the channel on the internet at Open the Number 4 Adventure. Most of the time, you can find me running stuff on here. This channel right here, Open for Adventure. We have the last epilogue of our Saturday campaign, The First Dawn. We have Monday night, Fate's Chosen, and then we have Sunday afternoon to evening, Sunday Friends, featuring 2 people on this screen right here. Oop, oop. I also make dice trays. Thanks, Dax. I make dice trays. You should buy one. If you're watching this during the month of June, you can get 15% off your order using the code O4ABIT. Yeah, pretty sweet deal. Am I forgetting anything?
Favorite part?
Oh, my favorite part. My favorite part of today was going to be the 17 little Sorayas, or it was going to be the fire flowers. But instead I kind of like Soren's reaction to all the girls grilling him about Lucas. Yeah, that was my favorite part. That's me, thanks, bye.
I'll go. Hi, I'm Mare. You can find me on Twitter at Archmage of Dice. Thursdays, you can find me here playing this game. Tomorrow is the premiere of the Elder Scrolls game that I'm playing in. That's starting at 6 p.m. Central Time. Hype. We got really cool corruption rules. Yay. We had to postpone Iron Battalion this week, but we will be airing it next week on Wednesday at 6:30 Central.
What was your favorite moment?
God damn it. My favorite moment, I liked both the conversations, both sister conversations. I thought they were both very good and just said a lot.
Hey, what's up? My name is Josh. You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram and on other places at Joshua M. Simons, or here on Twitch at Joshua Simons. I usually stream 2 to 3 days a week on my channel, usually just video games. It's a chill time. And while we're talking about streaming on my channel, on Sunday at noon Central Time, 1 o'clock Eastern Time, I will be running my charity one-shot. It's Disney Princess inspired. All the characters are inspired by Disney princesses. All the challenges and combat and puzzles are all inspired by Disney movies. And we are fundraising for RAIN, an organization that raises support for survivors of abuse and assault and all these terrible things that are unfortunately very topically relevant right now. So feel free to come join us as we raise money for a good cause. We got some awesome giveaways. Beyond that, we did just announce that I will be joining a cast on another show here on the channel starting in August called Modern Gods Inheritance, a kind of fun D&D game that takes place in kind of a post-apocalyptic world. So that's going to be pretty cool. Trying to think. Yeah, that's all I got. That's me.
What was
Hi,
your
I'm
favorite
Josh.
moment of the session?
I was getting to that. Thanks, Camille.
You're welcome.
My favorite moment of the session was when Lucas was having this discussion with the Revelation, and was just so incredibly defiant in the face of very seemingly impossible odds. I really liked it. It was a fun thing to watch. Soren would not be a fan, but Josh really enjoyed it. Yeah. Anyways, I think this is the part of the show where we talk about our warm fuzzies, because they make us feel warm and fuzzy.
Mindy.
Oh, we have Bel Chavez.
Woo!
And then we have Fellowship of the Tables, Andrew Bay of Gifts.
Bay of Gifts.
And then we have Orion.
Orion.
And then we have Mitch D.
Mitch D.
We have Gabor Live.
Gabor Live, the 1 and 3.
And we have
There it is.
Sam. I think that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Yay! Alright, friends, we will see you the same time, same place next week, and do not forget to always, 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 always love one another. Bye.